You're watching the Isaiah Factor Uncensored.
And welcome back to the second half of the Factor Uncensored. How far are you willing to go to get attention and win a political office? One man in New York has dropped his drawers and pulled out the pipe to make sure you know he is coming, or at least running for office. We're talking about Mike Itkis, who has made a sex tape that you can find right now on Pornhub. He's running against Representative Jerry Nadler. Itkis released a video of himself having real sex with a real porn star. I asked him why he's willing to bear it all. Tell me, when you decided to make this sex tape or this video, what went through your mind? You said you're not a attention-seeking type person. In fact, you're kind of shy. So what gave you, for the lack of a better term, the balls to do a sex video when you're running for Congress?
I'm actually, thank you for bringing that up, because it does take a lot of courage for folks to do that. And in fact, I've recently gotten some information from people who are in the military who are saying that, yeah, I wish I had the courage to do that. So
did you get any pushback from those who said that this wasn't appropriate for someone who is running for Congress? I'm sure you did.
Not in person yet, but yeah, once you get on social media, people are free to express themselves, sometimes not very politely, and I'm okay with that. And because I'm so much for freedom of speech, I absolutely don't want to restrict any kind of criticism of me. Yeah, I mean,
So when you made this tape, Mike, what kind of precautions did you take? Did you use the rubber and all of that? And did both of you test for STDs to make sure you're okay and you didn't harm one another?
We did not use condoms. That was planned. We did go through the full STI panel that the adult industry requires within like the previous 2 weeks. We both confirmed it, and it's not just a piece of paper. There are systems in place to verify people's identity. So
do you think you achieved what you wanted to with this video? Obviously, I'm talking to you from Houston, Texas. You're in New York City. I'm sure you've done a lot of these interviews, but have you achieved what you wanted to as a congressional candidate by making this adult video or adult tape?
Not quite yet, but I think we're getting there, because the attention it has brought me is now allowing me to talk about other issues on my agenda and wider issues besides the video itself. So,
but you know, once you made the video, you knew that would be a big part of the conversation, because that's why you made it, right?
We anticipated that. You know, that kind of went into the analysis to understand how our society works, where, you know, what kinds of buttons you can push to have folks talk about things. And clearly anything like this was going to be a conversation piece once it got out. The question was, how was it going to get out? And would I be able to stay on message and not simply talk about the tape, but all the political issues that the tape brings up?
Now, obviously, you put this out publicly. Was this the first tape or sex tape you ever made?
Correct, it is.
Will it be the last?
I'm not planning on making any other tapes, and I have to say it was a very stressful experience. It was a very valuable experience, and a learning experience. So I'm glad I did it, but at the same time, I don't think I would choose this as a career, and I wasn't planning on making any money off of this. This was the idea really was to support the campaign and to allow me to talk about other issues.
And have you received any donations as a result of this video being out there? Are there any people out there who said, well, I like the way this guy thinks, let me send him a $10 donation, a $20 donation?
Absolutely, and I've gotten no donations prior to that. So so it's been very...
How much have you raised since you put out the video?
A couple $100. But, you know, some people reached out that I haven't heard from a long time. And Someone from the industry reached out with a donation, so that was great to have a contact who understands the industry maybe better than I do. So, so that worked out very well. And I've also gotten support from the folks that I know.
And do you think they are treating you like a serious candidate, or did you harm yourself by putting this video out, this sex tape out?
So I certainly didn't harm myself because the campaign was getting no traction prior to the video. But I think part of the attention is that I'm not someone from inside the industry. So people look at my education, people look at my job, and they see that I'm risking something that, you know, no one knows if there's going to be consequences. No one understands this, right? Because the laws are so terrible and so unclear. But because also I'm in the military, and that's and also there was a story.
Do you think this will harm your military career at all? Are you hearing from your higher ups?
I haven't heard from my higher ups, just because there needs to be a lot of separation between the campaign and the military.
Do you think you will hear from them?
I did see a story came out yesterday or today. The Army Reserve started some kind of an investigation. I can assure you that this video did not harm our national security in any way, nor should it be seen as a national security problem. And I have to say, I'm very proud of having served in the military. I've met a lot of terrific folks. And
absolutely. Well, Mike, we want to thank you for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored, and we'll continue to monitor your congressional campaign.